to another edition of the Midweek Magic Club. We're here to create magic together. Now, I want to start with a little bit about Rapidmile before I hand it over to Shaz. Rapidmile has been in the business of touching lives now for almost 2 decades through the teachings of the law of attraction and the mind power teachings. Now, at this point in time, we are called, of course, Rapidmile. We were earlier Golden Inspirations. We are a team of 4 trainers. You're all familiar with us. I see all wonderful, familiar faces here. We are headed by Mr. Shaz Qamar, who will be taking today's session. Um, Shaz, of course, has been, as you would have read his introduction, sharing and training and teaching. He has taught us so much, and he continues to do so over the last 16 years. But Mr. Balram Talreja is the second most, I would say, more senior in terms of experience and age, but very much a part of this vibrant team. He has an experience of training for the last 30 years and has touched thousands of lives globally. Mr. Sanjeev Mishra is our very own in-house money magnet, and it gives me great joy and pleasure to introduce him. And you all know me too. I am Dr. Anila Damodar, teaching mostly the law of attraction and its teachings. Now, today's topic is a very interesting topic. I'm sure you all read it. Very interesting because it offers quick fix solutions to our problems. And today's speaker will be Mr. Shaz Qamar. So without further ado, I'd like us all to unmute ourselves and welcome Shaz with a round of applause. So if you could all unmute ourselves. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Shaz, and please take it away.
Thank you, everyone,
Thank you.
and thank you for the kind words, Anila. Okay, though I'm not that experienced as Anila told us, but still, whatever I try to speak here, it's all from my experience. Okay, so it's all tried and tested. So the good part is you don't have to do the experiments yourself; it's already done here. Right. So to start today's session, I would like to start it with a story. The story is about one fine evening. I was dining in a restaurant, okay, and enjoying my delicious meal, and suddenly hear a loud noise. Okay, the noise was of a lady, and she just jumped out of her table and started screaming, "There's a cockroach on the table!" Right, and then she jumped over the chair and she started shouting, "There's a cockroach! There's a cockroach!" And she kept shouting, and to my realization, just beside her table there were other couple of girls who started jumping along and also started shouting and screaming that there's a cockroach. Oh my god, what to do? Right, so there's so much of chaos in the restaurant and nobody knows what to do, and everybody else is just staring at these girls as to what they are doing and screaming. And there comes our savior. There's a waiter just came out of the pantry with a plate and a bowl and came to the table, took out a spoon, uh, just with a spoon, with the help of spoon, scraped the cockroach on the plate, kept the bowl over the top, and just went away. The cockroach is gone. There's a pin drop silence in the restaurant. So there is a problem, and it has been taken care of. Now let's ponder on this particular situation. What exactly happened? Was there a real problem? What do you guys think? You need to use your chat also here, and you might have to make certain notes. So what do you guys think? Was there a real problem?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. The other thing is, the could have the girl provided the solution of the problem? The girl who started shouting.
Yes.
Okay. Some people say that there was a problem. Some people say that there was not a problem. And yes, solution could have been provided, But did she provide the solution? And why she did not provide the solution? Was it difficult? Okay. All right. Bhaskar says she was scared. None took the initiative. All right. All right. So we also need to realize there is a situation, and if we know how to handle that situation, it's not a problem. But if we do not know how to handle this situation, it becomes a big problem for us. Okay. And when we come across a problem, there are two things what we look for. Either we look for a solution, or we look for somebody to help us out in that problem, right? In this situation, the girl was not in a position to help herself out. There was a savior, and so he came with a plate and a bowl, and then took the cockroach. The situation was solved easily. But do you realize that till you are a part of the problem, you cannot provide the solution? Okay. So here in this situation, the girl was part of the problem itself. In fact, she was so scared that she enhanced the problem. So the other girls also started shouting it, right? So we also need to understand that once we become a part of the problem, we can never be a part of the solution. We cannot think out of the box because we are a part of the problem. Once we take a step back and look the problem from outside, okay, as a third party, that's when we start looking for solutions itself. Okay. It's always our choice. Okay. The problems would anyway arise, but it's our choice whether we want to be a part of the problem or whether we want to be a part of the solution. Do you guys agree with me? Okay. Once we become a part of the solution definitely comes to us. Okay. So there's no doubt about it. I have another question for you. Do we create our own problems? What do you guys think? Write yes or no in the chat. Great. And as we have been following law of attraction, so I'm pretty sure a lot of us would be aware that anything and everything what we attract in our life has been created by us, right? So yes, we do create by our problems knowingly or unknowingly. And once we have created, who is supposed to resolve these issues?
We have to
We
resolve.
are supposed to resolve the issues, right? Because we have created the problems, we have to take responsibility from them. So we cannot run away from the responsibilities. But look, now go back and look at your childhood. When you were stuck in a problem, let's say somebody bullied you, whom did you approach? Did you approach your parents? Did you approach your teachers? That
Yes.
this student is beating me up, or this guy is bullying me, or I have a concern, right? But and our parents used to solve the problems for us. And as the problems, as we grew up, our parents and teachers said you deal with your problems yourself. Did it happen with you as well? If let's say you are in fourth class and you go to your teacher and say that there's a problem, and the teacher tries to help you out, and once you reach 10th class, your teacher say do it yourself,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that happens in life because our parents, our well wishers realize that we are grown up now and we need to take care of our problems ourselves. But what we realize, and this is what we have been noticing from what's happening in the group, as well as how people are calling us for the solutions, they are after we grow up, we are still dependent on someone. Okay, we are still dependent on our teachers. Maybe teachers are not there, but in the form of gurus, in the form of trainers, in the form of any outs any external source. We are looking for solutions. We are not trying to find out solutions ourselves, and that becomes a problem itself, because when you are not trying to find out a solution, you are a part of the problem. Okay. So you have to look for solutions yourself, so that that dependency on any other person is gone. And once dependency is gone, your solutions would come instantly. right? We also need to understand the problems would even anyway be there in life. Okay, what's where your focus is. Okay, there is a saying that the problems are inevitable, but the sufferings are your choice, right? So the problems would come and go, but are you suffering because of those problems? That's actually up to you, right? Whether it's your, so you need to decide whether you want to suffer or not here. You guys agree with me, right? So when you're traveling on the road, the potholes would be there. It's up to you whether you want to just save those potholes or get into it, right? Okay. Now, what happens normally when we normally live our day-to-day life? Okay, let's compare with a scenario of a maintenance department in any office, in a hotel, in an apartment. Maintenance department works in two different ways. Can anybody tell me how maintenance department tells works or provides solutions when there's a breakdown?
Proactive, proactive
Emergency
maintenance.
and regular
Yeah,
maintenance.
proactive and reactive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there is an emergency and a regular maintenance, proactive. So when something breaks down, you call the maintenance department and they come and fix it. And that's what happened in our life also. We are normally living our life and soon we realize that we have a big problem here. What we do is we start panicking, and then we start calling up our well wishers, our gurus, our teachers, and then they become as a maintenance department for us. They come and fix our problems, and then the problem is fixed, and then we live our life continuously, then wait for another problem to happen, and then we are in a way dependent on the other people. What happens in a regular maintenance is that whether the problem has arisen or not, whether there's a breakdown or not, there's a routine checkup by the maintenance department. Okay, they keep overhauling the machines. They check if the bulbs are working or not, switches are fine or not. They test out everything, and in case if there's some replacement needed, they go ahead and replace it. Otherwise, they make sure that there's no breakdown in the near future, right? And that's how we need to look and come up with our own solutions also for the problems we face. That also means that the problems the problems we are facing become big problems if we are not even aware of it. It if it's a surprise for us. Okay, once we do the regular maintenance, these problems are no more surprises for us. So let's get back to the same example of what we talked about in the restaurant. For the girl, it was a problem, all right? But for the waiter, it was not a problem, right? So that comes to another situation or another thought to ponder. Your problem looks bigger or smaller compared to the skill you have to solve that problem. All right. So in case if we are skillful to solve that problem, just like that waiter was to catch that cockroach, it's a very small problem. But in case if we do not know how to catch the cockroach, by the way, how many of you have caught the cockroach in your life? Can you mention in the chat box? Very nice. Surinder has. Great, great. So many cockroach hunters are here. Great. In fact, I remember I used to catch cockroach by the antenna and used to roam around with it and used to throw on somebody who used to be scared of it. Okay, so that's my childhood. So yes, the problem becomes bigger if we are not skillful enough to handle it. Now the question is, how do we become skillful to handle each and every problem? Is that possible? Is that possible to take care of all the problems and solve all the issues in our life? Maybe or may not be. Okay, but can we also reduce the strength or uh, the capacity of the problems just by focusing on something else rather than problem? Okay, so the key word here, or the tool which you should take from here, there's one important tool, that is focus. Okay, one thing what you need to do to take care of all your issues is take care of your focus, where your focus is. If your focus is on the problems, you'll get more problems. If your focus is on the solutions, you'll only get solutions, right? And in my personal counseling as well, uh, the first session we talk about the problems, and then after that session, for the entire life, we do not talk about the problems. We only talk about the solutions, because that's where our focus is supposed to be. Do you guys agree with me? Great. So here comes another story related to focus. Okay, there was a car racing coach, okay, who was trying to train a new car racing driver. Okay, so the car racer driver was driving, and this guy, the very experienced coach, was sitting right beside him. What he said, that whatever happens, do not take your eyes off the road, right? And suddenly there's an oil on the road, and he applies brakes, and the car completely moves away, circles around, and starts moving towards the wall, right? The new driver, he starts looking at the wall. He's about to hit, okay, and he's very panicky and scared. What the coach said is, look on the road. He does not listen. He punches him on the face and turns his face around towards the road. And as soon as he turns his face around towards the road, his steering bends or steers towards the road, and the accident is saved. Right? Do you get what? And this is a real life incident. Do What I'm trying to say is, if we keep our focus on the problem, here the problem was the wall. Okay, but till he was looking at the wall, he was only moving towards the wall. He does not have any idea about the goal. Once our eyes are on the goal, that was the road for him, we get back on the track, right? And similarly happens on, if everybody, I'm sure everybody or almost everyone would have played football here. Okay, soccer. Okay, so once the striker takes the ball and moves towards the goal, the only focus is the goal. Okay, there might be defenders on the way, there might be people trying to attack him, but that does not matter. What matters is the goal itself. So how many ever the problems come in between, they do not matter. Once we are focused on the goal, that's what the aim is to go. Right? You guys agree with me? All right. So let me ask you a question. How many of you take bath every day?
Me.
Great. Great. So everybody does take bath every day. Do you wait to get dirty to take bath every day? Do you wait to fall into a pitch ditch and get into that dirt? You do not, right? That's a regular maintenance for you. All right. Some people are saying no for not taking bath, or not for not getting dirty. Great. So you do not wait to get dirty. We take bath every day. That's a regular maintenance we do, right? So similarly, for our mind also, we need regular maintenance, right? And for getting the regular maintenance, there are certain things, certain tools we need to do on daily basis. And those tools are effective not only to avoid problems or to reduce the capacity of the problems, but also to enhance our capability to look for solutions faster. And I'm sure a lot of people are already doing here. And those three tools which I recommend here are, you can make a note of them. The first one is meditation on daily basis. The second one is gratitude on daily basis. And the third one is affirmations. Once you are focused on all these things, once you're grateful to God, once you are focused on your goals through your affirmations, once your mind is calm and collective, that means you are moving towards your goal in your life. Okay, all of us talk about our purpose of life. Once we are born, what is our purpose of life here? Okay, these three things, if you do regularly, would help you find out your purpose of life. And once you find out your purpose of life, what you're moving towards is your goal. Okay, and once you are moving towards your goal, whatever problems come in the life, they would not even matter. or those problems would even come up with a solution. Right? Do you guys agree with me? Right. So let's think from another point of view. Can we also think problem as an opportunity? Write in the chat box. What do you guys think? Can a problem be considered as an opportunity?
You can do it. Yes.
Yes, maybe. All right. Okay. Can it be there to teach us something? Can we learn from our problems? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me take you back to your childhood days. You are in your fourth class and you have a maths problem to solve. Okay. You remember your maths problems, guys? If Hari goes to the top, Hari goes to the shop, buys 10 toffees, and Vimla goes to shop, buys five more. How many toffees are there in total? You guys remember these kind of questions?
Yes.
Vivid. Yeah.
And in our
Absolutely.
fourth and fifth class, these used to be really big problems for us. And once we solved them, what happened? We learned maths and we grew in life. Similarly, okay, let's talk about the final exams of fourth class. Big problem for students, especially for the fourth class students. We appeared in the exam and we passed it. We passed that problem, right? What happened? We moved to the next class, right? So we grew in life because of certain problems. Okay. The problems are not as there to create problems or havoc on your life. Problems are there to to teach you something. Okay. It's a threshold. Once you cross that problem, you grow in life. Okay. So there is a huge learning which is attached to that problem. And this is my own experience. Once we take that learning from that problem disappears as if it was not there. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you are so experienced, you would have realized it yourself. It could be problem related to finance. It could be problem related to, I remember there was certain days in which I did not have food to eat. And I used to think there's so much a big problem. I remember the days when uh, my business wasn't doing well and used to collect coins to get a packet of milk for my son. And it used to be a big problem that time. But when I look back, I actually now laugh as to actually those days also have passed. But that pain which I was going through that time has taught me something in the life, which would which has, after I've learned that lesson, that situation would definitely not arise in my life. Even if it does, I have a solution for that. Okay. So here we're talking about the skill. So once we acquire that skill, that problem becomes smaller. Do you guys agree with me? Great. So this is what I want to talk about problems. And once we start focusing on not looking for solutions outside, but from inside. And for inside, we need to groom our mind. And the three tools I talked about: meditation, gratitude, affirmation, and the very first tool, the focus. Once all these four tools are clear, that's when we are skilled enough to solve any kind of problems in our life. Or, in fact, you would be able to solve others' problems as well. And you will realize that people will start actually coming to you. Right? So this is how it happens. Okay, guys. And this is not a 1 day or a 2 day task. You need to develop and groom your mind for months to come. Okay, and that's how you will be able to be skilled to solve any kind of issues. Okay, and here I would like to introduce the EHAP sessions, what we talk about. Okay, so the EHAP session, which happens Monday to Friday, and it's being taken by Dr. Anila. That's what we do. We talk about providing solutions to the problems. That's one part, and also making you self-dependent just by six simple steps to take. Okay, and those steps I would request Dr. Anila to describe them later. Okay, but the important thing is that those six simple steps are there to take uh, and to practice and experience them in those 5 days session. And I do see a lot of faces who have already gone through the EF classes of Monday to Friday. Okay, and once we keep practicing, and that's what our morning magical morning sessions are for. Once we keep practicing, that's that grooms you. That's the regular maintenance you do for your brain, right? So here I come to the closure of the session, and thank you very much for listening to me. Back to Dr. Anila for further explaining the EHAP classes and to take up the questions if there are any. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shaz. In such an interesting way, through such lovely stories, you have opened our eyes to what problems are and how we can deal with them. So, can we all just give a round of applause one more time to Shaz, because it is a very, very light way of teaching something so wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shaz. So, yes, I'm going to take it just a step further, and I'm going to tell you what we have designed for you. Now, we are on the topic of problems, and we're also talking about maintenance. We have designed a 5-day course. Just 1 hour every evening we collect. All of this is online in the comfort of your home. And during these EHAP classes, we touch upon the simple things that we can do to maintain ourselves, like that maintenance of your vehicle. You see, we start by speaking about the basics of the law of attraction as to how we should focus and where we should be focusing. We speak about the basic principles. We also go on and we talk about the actual practices: meditation, gratitude, affirmations, visualizations, clearing up our blocks, and lastly, being very, very clear about what we really want in our life. These are the things that we touch upon. We learn together how to do these things correctly. What is the correct way of doing them? How we can simplify and do these things on a regular basis. We don't have to make them complicated. We experience each of these steps during these 5 days. And that is what these EHAP classes are about. You see, these are simple practices that when we do them on a regular basis, they keep us maintained from within. We are learning to program our mind in a particular way. And that is when problems, when they do arise, if they do arise, we are equipped to handle them. Problems are part of life. Some may call them problems, some call them challenges, but learning to quickly move towards the solution mode, that is what you will be equipped with. So this is what the EHAP classes are. They are very lively, they are interesting, they are enjoyable. You will experience each of these steps as we go along, and it's just covered over a period of 5 days. Now we are starting the EHAP classes again from next Monday, that is January 25th. So from 25th to the last day of the week, which I believe will be the 29th of January. 5 classes in a row, 6 o'clock to 7 in the evening. I highly recommend everybody to join these classes, because we will be giving you the tools by which you can learn to tackle those situations, learn to maybe even diminish your problems, and learn to actually find your solutions by yourself the way it's supposed to be, right? The power is within you. So I invite you all to join these classes. Shaz has already put the link. We will again post the link on the group. Do join these classes, and we will teach you how you can maintain or do that internal maintenance so that life becomes a lot easier. Thank you so much. I open it out to questions now. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
By the way, we have kept the price of the session so low that it's as good as buying a coffee, so that everybody can take the advantage and attend this session. And we are also giving one more offer so that the maximum benefit can be taken. You can come along with a partner. Okay, so
There you go.
the you can come along anybody else, and that person's seat would be completely free. Right. Thank you. Any questions related to today's session or to the EHAP session? Kindly go ahead.
Dr. Amita, is there a repetition of LOA or something different
Uh,
out of
it's
it?
not an entire repetition. It is more focused upon the actual practical aspects of the law of attraction and how to do them correctly, in what way they should be done, and what benefits they will give you. So
Okay,
it's not the entire workshop. No, definitely not.
okay, thanks.
I actually had the same question, Anila.
Yes, go ahead.
Whether if one person who's attended the workshops of on abundance and health and money, is it also beneficial for them to join?
Jui, I would say definitely yes.
Okay.
Definitely yes, because again, we go into depth regarding the practical aspects. So it's a great
All
brush
right.
up, even if you have attended all the workshops, to go through these one more time, because somehow we forget, So the little finer details come in, and we actually do them during the 5-day course. And we also encourage people to join the morning session, because there we do it every single day.
All right.
So
Thank
it's
you. Thank you so
advisable.
much.
In fact, Juhi,
Thank
you
you.
did ask me the same question 2 weeks back, and I said you may not need to join that. But after me joining myself, I realized that I should have said yes to you. Okay,
All
because
right.
I
I'm
also ended
joining.
up learning certain things. Okay, so
Yeah. So I'm registering right
recommendation.
now.
The important thing is when we talk about 6 different steps, it's important to follow that sequence for the best results. And
Yeah.
thanks to Dr. Anila who has come up with this amazing concept of EHAP. So that is quite effective, and it has helped me a lot as well.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're most
The,
welcome.
the
Can I add some?
idea, I'm so sorry. Balram sir, go ahead. I'll talk after that. Yes.
Ji, I would like to tell you that all these workshops, seminars, what we come up the new names, we take it granted. These things are to raise your consciousness. अभी आज हम बात कर रहे हैं समस्याओं की समस्याएं और कुछ नहीं है कमजोर मन की रचना है the weaker mind always creates the problems. The more you attend, the more you learn, the more you realize, and more you are likely to get change in within you. And that thing is definitely going to take you to the platform of solution because the problem has certain frequency and the solution has got certain other frequency. I am also in this line for the last 30 years, but I feel that every single meeting, every single workshop, every single, you can say whatever I attend, I learn always something which makes me to rise still higher in my own consciousness. I'm growing all the time because the things outside you, in the world outside you, is depleting you. When these seminars or the practices take you within you, you rise definitely your own consciousness, and that is the solution to your problem because you more listen to your inner consciousness all the time. Anila ji, am I right?
So you're absolutely correct. Spot on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Anila, if there is no question, I would like to share something.
Please, Sanjeev, go ahead.
So I remember I'm grateful that I have so much good mentors in my life, including all of you and previous ones. So once Pankaj Tutoria, my mentor, he told me, Sanjeev, weeds need not to be, weeds grow automatically. Weeds, you understand? Jhad jankar jo kharab पौधे पाते. But for plants, you need to nurture them. If you want to grow plants, you need to nurture them. तो इसमें भी यही आंसर है कि it's about nurturing yourself. So keep on doing it till you achieve the highest goal of whatever it is in your mind. 2017 तक लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन सीक्रेट और अपने पुराने मेंटर्स के थ्रू जानते हुए इट वाज मटेरियलिस्टिक फॉर मी. तो उसमें क्या होता था, वंस आई अचीव कार, आई एम फुलफिल्ड एंड बैक टू माय नॉर्मल लाइफ. फिर सम प्रॉब्लम, फिर लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, फिर सम अचीवमेंट, फिर बैक टू नॉर्मल लाइफ. तो टिल शाज केम इन माय लाइफ, when I could understand that law of attraction is not about what I'm possessing or what goals I am achieving, it's about what I'm becoming. So from 2017 मेरा चश्मा बदल गया. शाज ने तीसरी चौथी वर्कशॉप में बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप अटेंड किया था. इन्होंने वो मेडिटेशन कराते थे, तो पूछा कि कोई प्रॉब्लम के बारे में सोचो, and I said कि शाज कोई प्रॉब्लम है. I don't know whether he remembers or not. So he said कि अच्छा ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम ही है फिर तो नॉर्मल रूटीन लाइफ में. But just I wanted to share कि it's about what you are going to become. So keep on nurturing yourself. That's my suggestion. That's all.
Thanks for sharing it, Sanjeev.
Thank you, Sanjeev. That was
Thank
amazingly
you,
put.
Sanjeev. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
well put.
Yeah. On the same lines, in fact, I just want to add, you see, we learn that everything starts with the mind, right? Our thoughts, a single thought attached with emotion, is what creates our life. We create wonderful situations, we also create not so wonderful situations. But this thing called our mind is actually the most fertile garden. Everything grows there. Everything. Flowers also grow, and weeds also grow. Removing those weeds is our job so that those flowers can grow better and stronger. And those weeds have a very nasty habit that when we don't tend to our garden, they just suddenly spring up and suddenly become very, very big. So that is the reason why it's necessary for us to keep taking those weeds out. So that is about our mind. There are many people here who have already attended a series of EHAP classes. Would they like to speak up and share their experience about this? Anybody is welcome to do so.
So, yes, I have attended the entire EHAP workshop, and it has brought so many positive changes in my entire day. And as the today's topic was problems, and being honest, I was surrounded by problems, and I think that was the reason that I was attracting more problems in my life. But I think after I started doing meditations regularly, and after the EHAP workshop, it really helped me understand why we are doing it. What is the importance of meditation? And what is the importance of gratitude? Why we have to do it? So it was very helpful. And I would definitely recommend everyone to do it.
Thank you, Sneha.
Yes, we
Also,
can
is
enjoy.
e-happiness, or is it a short form for something like e-happiness, or
Yes,
what is it?
yes, it can be taken as e-happiness, of course. Yes, it is also a short form for something which I will reveal in the class itself. You will be, it's a surprise.
All right. Okay. Perfect.
All right. As nobody else is coming forward, I think, Shaz, we can close the session a little early today, if that's all right with you, Shaz, unless you want to add something.
Yes, I think we talked a lot about the problems now. So let's no more talk about problems, but focus only on happiness and solutions. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of the session today, and hope you enjoyed it. And
Thank you very much.
I have pasted the link of WhatsApp group. So in case anybody is not part of the Midweek Magic WhatsApp group, please join that so that we can keep on sharing the recordings of the live sessions on weekly basis. Okay, and we do share other useful information as well, which will help you in grooming yourself for the life. Okay, so thank you everyone once again.
Just 1 minute.
Yes, please tell me.
Is it going to be a repetition of same class which we had from 4 to 8?
Yes, Ashok, it would be repetition of the same session, and the people who have attended, please feel free to join the session again. There would not be any extra charges for that.
Okay.
And this is for the new registered people as well. You can repeat the class of EHAP session up to 11 times.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here,
Thank you all. Very nice.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
we'll see you again next week.
everybody.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Oh, that's a